Today's sparring was mixed. That's my favorite because you get to work a little bit of everything. That and not a lot of spots I trained at offer full MMA sparring. So it's a treat to me every time I get to do it. Hope you enjoy. We start off rolling on the mats, and I'm already waiting for the attack. This guy's strong. He can lift my weight up real easily, and he knows how to control his base and his balance. But I catch his arm under my armpit, and I kick my leg around his head for a quick armbar. But since it's off frame, we all know how that works on the internet. Pics or video, or it didn't happen. And since it wasn't on frame, I guess it didn't freaking happen. That's okay though. I'll just have to catch one within frame so it'll be proof, and you guys will get to appreciate it more. So we're just hand fighting again, and I close my guard. I don't usually do that. I'm more likely to weave my legs in between rather than wrap my legs around. But now, off the frame, I try to get a grip on that arm. And soon you're going to see that I try to roll under him while I get that arm, and he should roll right over. And there we are. I go right to mount, and I immediately try to drop for another armbar. This time his defense is in, he's got his arms together, and he gets a good angle to go and pull his arm right out. And now I'm reset right on the bottom position, and I gotta go and get all my advantages back. But he's not keeping his weight on me. He's sitting upright, which makes me think, hey, I should go for the tackle. I go in for it, and he tries to guillotine me and wrap his arm around my neck. I pass his guard, and you don't see it right now, but it's still there, still around my neck, so I try to press my shoulder into his throat. And he's able to go and adjust his angle. It's called a Von Flue choke, and I can't seem to get that. So I switch hips, I push his arm into his neck, and I do a head and arm choke. And I get that finish. And he's talking to me while we're rolling. He's telling me, oh, I can't even, let up a single damn thing. Any little disadvantage is like a trap for him. And I told him back, you see it enough times and you're going to know how it works. I get that sweep again, and I stay in full mount for a little while. This time I just try to work the arm submissions. He's keeping his hands together really well though, and I believe I'm just trying to switch or get a superior grip. And even then, on top, I still have to maintain my balance. As someone with less weight, on top of someone who is very strong, I could get thrown off real easily. But I do wait out until the end of the round. For my second round of grappling, I get matched up with a tank. He keeps moving forward, and he jumps the saddle over my guard. But I get the knee in, I weave the leg around, and I get a leg lock. Straight ankle. Alright. He resets again. This time I try to go and work on the arms and work the sweeps. I don't want to always rely on the leg locks. He tries to get the underhook on me, but he realizes that that's exactly what I want, so he pulls his arm right out. I try to get it right again, but he bases. And this time I actually gotta weave his leg so I get the sweep completed. And I finally get on top. He tries to go for a guillotine while I do it, but his arm is a little shallow, and his elbow's a little too high to put pressure on my neck. His leg was low, so I was able to pass over it and go right into side control. We reset, because obviously safety first. And I try to go back to work on one of those arms. Now, what I said last round about a guy like me being precarious, because I could get easily thrown off, that applies double for this guy. A lot of explosive power, and I bet that this guy could lift my whole body with one arm. So I have to be extra careful with all that weight. And I gotta be careful where I'm planting my weight. Now, we're kind of off frame right here, so I'm just stuck in side control, trying to just work on the arm again. And he's fighting for his guard back. We'll be back in frame pretty soon. Alright. And now this attack, I don't go for often, but I would like to get good at it. I try to go for a far side armbar. Right there. But his elbow's already on the ground and I should have realized it and gone on top, but I was greedy and I stayed there. So, once I kept my ass on the ground for 1 second too long, he got on top. And I lost everything that I just worked for. So, it's time for me to try to get another sweep somehow. But he jumps the saddle again, and I attack the leg lock again. This time, though, he's a little savvier towards it, and he starts defending. And he fights off my attacks pretty handily. I get close to getting it, but he gets the top leg off, and he's able to free himself and stand up. So, to throw off his balance, I loop my leg outside for the outside triangle. And you can see the professor gets a little concerned, but I make sure to keep my partner safe. And I get an ankle lock last second right before the round ends. When I box, I try to box with people with longer reach than me, because they're very tough for me to deal with. I always have to go and worry about 1 or 2 shots before I can even go in and attack. And this guy's reflexes are lightning quick. He parried my attack and I was able to go for an overhand hook. But you can see that he's got quick snap in his punches and he moved really fast. It's even hard for the eye to see from here. I dip down low for 1 to the body, because I know those are the most accessible shots for me at this height. Try to close in and I get an overhand. Work the jab. And here I'm trying to figure out how to go and close the distance without eating one. And now he gets his hand in front of me and it makes it really tough for me to move without getting countered. Off frame, he throws a couple at me and I'm like, holy crap. I have to keep my hands up for this guy because I know they're going to be flying right at me. Oof. Trade a little bit, but I take 1 to the stomach. Nice little exchange there. Try to press forward, but I don't seem to really get much. He doesn't seem to either. Nice parry into the jab. I try to move off the parry, and I get that overhand hook. Back and forth. You'll probably see this guy a lot. He's my main sparring partner. Anytime we get paired up, we always put in really good work. So right now we're working the outside and I'm just looking at how he guards so that I can just get around it. A lot of the times I'm throwing straight punches so I can loop outside with hooks or set up the low kicks. Right there, you see me loop past his guard with some hooks because I was throwing straight punches earlier. And now that's the next step because now he knows the hooks are coming. So he's going to raise his arms up and out, which means the uppercuts will open up. He goes for a takedown, I sprawl, I stuff it, reset. He gets a nice score off of it though, when I'm trying to get my balance back. I I try to set up a takedown on my own, but he sees it. Check a kick, throw one back. Right. There's the uppercut that I try to throw. He blocks it at that point. Try to get a little flashy with some spin moves there. Pay for it with a leg kick. And now this time I tried to work the takedown. Got the double leg with the outside trip. And from here, I'm just working top position and ground and pound. And now we just get out of frame. I'm going to end this one a little early because no point in staring at an empty cage. I ended up getting to work a few more rounds with him, so you guys get another one. Here we are again, from the outside, trying to work our setups. I'm trying to get his guard to straighten out so I can loop around with those hooks. Alright, there's a straight to the body, hoping that his guard will lower. I blocked that kick, but I don't like how I did it with my arm. I'll try to do that less. We're throwing kicks from the outside, finding our distance. Ooh, that cross was dangerously close. Gotta watch out for that when I throw kicks. So right there, he catches my kick for a second, but I'm able to get out. His finger got stuck in my shin guard. I'm just glad nothing got twisted. There's a teep, but he's a little out of distance. Same with that side kick. But it does help me keep my space. He's got some setups of his own. There's that Superman punch that I saw. I was able to parry that and just throw something back real quick. Now I really try to set up those hooks. There's that teep. I'm out of range for that. Even for the uppercuts, it's tough for him to even take the bait. Throwing more straights to set up that hook and hopefully a low kick. But even then, his defense is doing pretty good. Looping overhand, he still blocks it. I block that knee when he comes into clinch. So here I'm thinking, my uppercuts are hard to get through, and my overhand is still not going through, even though he can straighten out his guard sometimes. So I thought, well, I'll make his hands go high, and I'll go for the takedown. Wrestler's overhand. Got his leg, so I go right for the straight ankle. His knee gets stuck on the ground, so I'm able to finish. That ends the round.